Well, Colm, nice to be joining you once again. I think last time was 8 years ago. So 35 years, momentous number of years you've been in operation. And we want to reflect back. What are your recollections of day one or just before day one?
Just before day one, we had 6 months of continuous work, setting up everything for the opening of the duty free. Continuous work meant at least 14 hours every day for everybody on the team. We had recruited 100 staff. We were doing training programs off and on. The day before we opened, we did a training program in a tunnel under the airport where I stood on an oil bar and showed people what a US dollar looked like and what a pound sterling looked like. And we went into the whole thing and opened on the morning of December 20th, full of excitement and full of expectations and full of concern about what was going to happen.
So at the end of that very first day, what sort of figures had you achieved?
It was very exciting. We had taken, for the first day ever, 161,000 dirham sales, which was $41,000, and we thought this was the end of the world.
So if we forward fast to where you are now, I mean, at that point you had 100 staff. What staff you got now, and what's your annual turnover?
That full year, the first full year, 84, we had a turnover of 72 million dirhams. Fast that forward, we now have 6,200 staff working for us. We have 38,000 square meters of retail space in operation, and we're expecting our sales this year to be in excess of 7.3 billion dirhams, which the magic figure is $2 billion US.
So where does that put Dubai Duty Free in the global picture?
In the global duty-free picture in the world, it's the biggest duty-free operation at a single city anywhere.
So Colm, various innovations when it came to marketing. Let's look at the surprises, the introduction of the opportunity to win a car. When did that start?
Well, our finest surprise promotion, we started that in 1989, and our first car was won by a gentleman called Simon Simonian. And it was so popular, people started asking, can we buy tickets for the car? So we continued doing it, various models of cars over the years, and we've now done 1,700 motor cars in our finest surprise draw.
And something similar, the Millionaire draw as well.
Millennium Millionaire, we started in 1999, leading into the Millennium year.
Sure.
We were very excited about it. We continued it until now. And last week we drew Millennium Millionaire 287.
So some very happy people along the way winning those.
Some very happy people, and some people even happier, because in the $1 million surprise we've had 7 people who've won on 2 different occasions. And in the finest surprise draw we've had 17 people who've won on 2 different occasions.
Staying with some figures, I mean, Dubai Duty Free joined the, what should we say, the Billionaire Club on 2 occasions when you became sales of $1 billion dirhams and also $1 billion. So in which years were those achieved?
Our first $1 billion year was in 2009. And as I said earlier, we're hoping to crack $2 billion this year. And to do $2 billion in Dubai Duty Free, last year we sold 73 million pieces of merchandise. We did 27.1 million transactions on our registers.
And how has trends changed, evolved in that time in terms of customers and also, you know, demographics, and also the products which are being sold?
Well, we keep on experimenting with new products. In the early days of the duty-free industry, it was mainly liquor and tobacco, but we have a wide range of products, as you know. The traffic continues to change all the time. At one stage there was a big rush of Russian traffic coming into Dubai, which was very important for our duty free. Then it died away a little bit. Now it's beginning to recover again with a lot of Russian people coming. And the biggest trend nowadays, of course, is Chinese travel. Chinese traffic through our airport, going and coming, accounts for 3.7% of our traffic. But the business the Chinese people do is far in excess of 3.7% of the business.
And the business now is scattered over a lot of outlets for you. I mean, you start off with just one terminal, I suppose, and now you've got terminals and multiple airports.
Multiple airports, 2 airports. We have 4,000 square meters of retail space in operation at Dubai World Central and Maktoum International Airport, and the remainder we have here spread over Concourse A, Concourse B, Concourse C and Concourse D. And our more recent thing, of course, is we have a service shop in the QE2, which is now a hotel in Dubai,
Sure.
242 bedroom, 5-star hotel. And we have a service shop at the Parks and Resorts.
So the logistics involved of supplying, stocking up the different retail areas must be mind-boggling in terms of quantities.
Behind our offices, we have 27,000 square meters of storage space. And last year we delivered 147,000 pallets from that store to the various outlets. And as I said earlier, that meant we sold 73 million items of merchandise. Logistics is a big problem. And of course, part of our 6,200 staff work in the store, we have 400 people working in those backroom service areas.
Now the shop floor, the retail side is your core area, but alongside that, in order to get the word out about Dubai Duty Free, you've had some very innovative marketing campaigns and also sponsorship of a wide range of sporting activities.
We think marketing is very important, both for Dubai Duty Free and Dubai generally. And at the very beginning of our operation, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed said to us, part of your duty is to promote Dubai. We spend 2.5% of our top line on marketing, advertising each year, and we identified sport as a very good thing. So if you take something like the Dubai Duty Free Tennis Championship, it's been going for 27 years. But the return value on that, from a marketing point of view, for information we received from the ATP and the WTA, last year was valued at $920 million US dollars to Dubai.
It's a huge number, and of course, I mean, there's been some spectacular playing on the courts and off the courts. I'm thinking of the match which you had on up at Burj Al Arab.
This was something that Sinead organised with the Jumeirah people, and Roger Federer and Andre Agassi played tennis on the helipad at Burj Al Arab. We were told by the ATP that it was seen by half the planet.
Half the planet.
Half the planet, and it was the biggest promo ever in the tennis world.
Yeah. I mean, it's an award-winning tennis tournament, but my earliest recollections of sport was perhaps the
snooker. Yeah. We did snooker for a little while at the very beginning of our sporting thing, and we had Stephen Henry playing here, we had Alex Higgins playing here, and we had Steve Davis playing here, and we used to join that with a kind of a fun game of golf for the players that came, and that got our interest into golf. So we have been one of the supporters of the Dubai Desert Classic since it started, I think 30 years ago. We continue to support various golf tournaments both in Dubai, and we are now also the title sponsor of the Dubai Duty Free Irish Open Golf, which is one of the Rolex series on the European Tour.
And of course, horse racing is very important. It's on the calendar, isn't it?
Horse racing we've been doing. We have been going to Newbury in England for 23 years, horse racing. We are the title sponsor of an event in Ascot called the Shergar Cup, which is the second highest attended horse event at Ascot. And of course we were involved in the World Cup here in Dubai for many years.
And of course there's the leisure side of Dubai Duty Free, which I suppose in many ways started with the establishment of the Dubai Tennis Stadium and the Irish Village.
Yeah, we built a tennis stadium. At the beginning of our tennis we built a temporary stadium each year, and then we got approval from His Highness Sheikh Mohammed to build a proper stadium, which we did. And because we did that, we opened the Irish Village, which has become one of the busiest outlets in Dubai, and very recently was awarded an award in Ireland as the best Irish pub in the world.
Wow. I remember you taking me into the underground part in many ways of the tennis stadium. You said this is going to be converted into a bar and restaurant, and a few months later up popped the Irish Village.
The Irish Village we had it designed and by a company in Ireland who were involved in Irish pubs at that time. We employ 100 people there, 22 of whom are Irish. We've had many superstars singing there and performing there. Bob Geldof is an example, who has appeared in the Irish Village 8 times, and several other international stars. And
that's evolved now, hasn't it, into Irish Village 2 in many ways.
We have a second Irish Village opened. It was its second anniversary yesterday in the Parks and Resorts. And it's a kind of a mirror image, if you like, of the one we have in Garhoud. And we're planning to open a third Irish village in Studio City in the first few months of next year.
And it's also the leisure side. It also has the hotel as well.
Yeah, we opened our hotel in July 2012. It's managed on our behalf under contract by the Jumeirah Hotel Group. And we're very happy with it. It's a 292-bedroom, 5-star hotel, and it's running at about 85% occupancy, so it's pretty good.
When it comes to the community, what's your sort of involvement?
I'm happy to say that when we were 20 years old, we founded the Dubai Duty Free Foundation, and we transfer a small percentage of our top line into that every year. And we have supported many, many things, not just in Dubai, but around the world. We have restored 1 million eyesights for people, for example. We have several children in special needs schools whose fees we pay. We pay the salary of 4 school teachers in the Dubai Autism Society. We have helped to rebuild a village in Sri Lanka that was wiped out by the tsunami. We have a street in one of the islands in southern Philippines, which is called the Dubai Duty Free Street, where we rebuilt 32 houses that were lost in a hurricane and presented them locally, and several other things.
Now, let's move on to a specific day, the 35th anniversary day, December the 20th. What sort of activity, and why is it so special?
We just make a party day out. All our staff wear a dedicated shirt celebrating the anniversary. We offer special discounts to customers on that day. So traditionally, it's always our biggest day sales-wise. We cut cakes, we give out awards to our staff, because we recognize we have been very successful, and mainly it's our staff that have caused that to happen, because in my opinion, we have the best team of staff in the duty-free industry. But I'm biased, of course.
Just a little. An incredible journey, 35 years. I mean, are there 1 or 2 moments which you sort of treasure most?
I remember when we first cracked 1 million dirhams in a day, of course, it was a big time. I remember when we won our first Frontier Marketing Award, which we've now won 9 times. It's always nice to reflect on the fact that Dubai Duty Free have won over 700 awards for its operation by various bodies around the world. We reflect on that. We reflect, of course, when we open the new terminals everywhere.
Sure.
And we have become recognized by the duty-free industry as being a huge operation within that industry. These are all good memories.
Sure, sure. And
we have seen staff come and work with us. We have seen them through their lifetime with us, getting married, having children, their children graduating from university, and in many cases we've seen the children getting married.
One big family. And to finish off, Colm, what would you say has been the secret to the success of Dubai Duty Free?
There are many things. We get tremendous support from the government. My chairman, His Highness Sheikh Ahmed, is a superstar and is always supporting us very much. We try to offer very good value. I think our marketing spend is important, and I think our staff attitude towards customers has been very, very important.
So Colm McLoughlin, thank you very much indeed for your time. Congratulations to you and all your team for 35 years of successful trading.
Well, thank you very much indeed. I'm very happy, and I'm not so sure if we'll both be sitting here in a further 35 years.
Thank you very much indeed. Thanks.